to you broke bitches. I got money now, all a nigga understand is since that check came in, everybody talking like a nigga.
Miss Ruby was laid to rest. Rest in peace, Miss Ruby. As Ronnie was talking about his grandmother, I just knew that this was the episode because he lost his grandmother, and it seems like everything kind of came in circle for Ronnie. As you notice, his friends told him, man, we're about to be out. We got some new opportunities. We're going to leave. You want to come with us? And he said, I have something I need to do still here. And so as his friends are getting ready to leave, it just, even he said he's going to try to get sober for the 14th time. But when his friends were leaving, they started playing that song. Do you remember? I know y'all know that song. I can't play it. It hits him. Ronnie realizes what he has to do, what he needs to do. Even though he was very sad, his friends left, just lost his grandmother. It was almost like, I gotta grow up, like right now. As he was dancing and walking off, it just came to him, I feel like. I don't know if Keisha's picture was on the wall or whatever, but it just came to him. He started asking around, going to door, asking around. But before we even get to that, let's talk about the man that I thought kidnapped Keisha in the beginning. I would have to find that video, but I saw him when he put that money in the jar and said, I hope y'all find her. I said something about this man ain't right. I said it. Commission Reviews said it here. I said it. Like, this crazy. Something about him wasn't right at the whole picture. When you looked at it, it was like cables going on, cables for the fight that dude and all that stuff. But just looking at him, something wasn't right. You seen him laying in the bed with that child. I was like, oh my God, disgusting. She's sitting there in that bed after he did God knows what, talking to her like she looked. So after he gets up to go make breakfast, she's sitting there going crazy. She breaks a chair, especially after what they just did. She's like, I got to get out of here. So she breaks the leg of a chair, actually, and starts banging it, making noise. He comes downstairs, and I guess he's about to hit her. And he said, next time, I won't be as forgiving. Let's talk about Emmett. Emmett, I really, when I saw him in the meeting, with his partner, I'm thinking, okay, even though, yes, they tried to buy Sonny out, let's keep it real, not buy him out. He can't afford the rent going up, so they're coming to him, Lil Rail, asking him, hey, let us get it. Let us use the place and sell food out of it. We'll keep it up. We're from the old school. We got it, blah, blah, blah. I mean, not old school. We're from the new school, but we know about the old school. I guess you could say it's kind of messed up to do Sonny like that because the fact Sonny took care of him and they want to, because Sonny can't afford the place, they want to take over it. I get to looking at it like this. If Sonny can't afford it and they close it down and Lil Rel decides to bring in some new business that nobody's seen before, they're trying to say, look, let us do it, right? So she gives him a piece of cake. It looks like a red velvet cake. But he ended up eating it. It was like really, really good. And then he said, well, y'all cater a party for me. They ended up catering a party for Kevin's girlfriend. I know that's over to Jay. I don't want to say it incorrectly. Her dad. He's supposed to endorse one of the black politicians, which could be, what's his name? Douche. I always call him Douche. It's probably not his name. And Lena, Jamil. Camille. They're going against each other. And so he has to endorse one of them. Now, his wife is trying to tell him what's up, but she's still kind of pissed off when he snapped at her about going to his mom behind his back. But Camille, even though little mama's dad chose Douche instead, Camille was like, look, I'm that bitch. I'm not done. Just wait. Like, watch and see. Now, Papa, he's going to be a good brother. So he goes to pick up his girlfriend, and she says, I can't go to school. I have to stay here and babysit the kids because Mom is looking for a job, lost a job again. And he's like, oh my God, they said you cannot miss school anymore. And she's like, I can't help it. So he tries to go steal money at the collection plate. Papa's dad was like, bro, I'm about to get switched. And he's like, well, you took money from Camille. Like, whatever you think is good for me, give it to her. So they go over to her house and give money. Of course, Maisha gets in trouble because her mom is like, why are you telling our business? Okay. So, but Papa and his dad's like, we'll leave the money here. Period. So Papa's a gentleman. I just love the way his character is. I just think he's going to be a good man. Real talk. Well, I guess the old lady was right that he was going to cheat. Because that's exactly what he did. He wanted to cheat with her, I feel like, the whole time. And his final words, famous last words, you're the only one, Tiffany. I would never cheat on you. Boom. When Emmett mom comes home, her house is a mess. Her boyfriend is there. They're kissing in the hallway, but she opens the door. Her grandson is there, and her son and daughter-in-law, house is a mess. She's like, I'm just frustrated. And her boyfriend trying to tell her, look, I want you to do better for yourself because I feel like they're taking advantage of you. And then Emmett says, we got to stay longer. Okay, well, I'm going to tell you something. Tiffany finds out that you cheated. It's going to be a whole lot more of hollering and screaming around there that she's going to have to deal with Emmett. It just going to turn into a whole mess. I cannot believe he slept with her. Kevin tried his might to avoid her at school, but he couldn't help it. They ended up back at her place. And I could tell when she was like, do you want to come over? I was like, oh, wait a minute. Does she mean that kind of come over? And they up there about to get it in. And here comes her dad. Boom. They downstairs. And he's giving him like this is my daughter. Whatever you finna say. Like, he said, you try to F my daughter. I was like, oh, snap. But that was actually stopped because the phone rang. Kevin started running. I told you guys Ronnie was going to be the hero. Everything I told you in the beginning of this season, I told you Ronnie was going to be the hero. I remember I told you guys when she tried to get out, how everything happened with that. Well, Ronnie, once he got to the last house, and she said, no one's going to help you around here. What are you looking for? He said, the other day, someone said they heard a girl scream. Guy told me that him and his wife heard it. She was like, who are you talking about? She's like, the guy across the street. He seemed a little weird to me. She said, yeah, he's a bit touched. And then he said something about the wife. And she said, he ain't got no wife. That's when it clicked. He immediately went there. And I guess he wasn't home. He got in there and started calling out her name. She heard him. She started screaming. He gets the door open. And right when he gets the door open, he sees the nasty one. Sees the door open, comes inside. Comes in, of course. Oh, I took care of you. You know, Ronnie was trying, but we know Ronnie in the fight. I was like, oh, I'm kind of scared how it's going to go. Ronnie getting towed up. Then Keisha gets a hold of the crowbar. And when I say she hit that fool until I heard some bones or something crack, she was like, I'm done. This time when I get out of here, I'm going to be out of here. She cracked that fool, probably his skull. I don't know, they didn't show. And then they show her going outside. You hear the sirens. Ronnie's being escorted to the hospital. She is as well. Then you see the family show up. The family is there. The relief is there. Just a few hours before all this, Dre got kicked out by Nina. Kicked her out. I know she didn't want to. She was upset. She thought that Dre gave up. She's like, I'm not packing up her stuff. I'm not giving it up. Now, when the girl get to the hospital, she gonna see her stuff in boxes. Then she said she ain't like you no way. It was just, but Dre was just like, I need you. Kevin needs you. And just seeing her. And then when Dre walked in, Keisha actually reached her hand out to grab her. I was like, yep. It's gonna be completely different now. I think she appreciates everything she had before all of this. I'm just happy she's home, but it's going to be a very traumatic. They had to get STD testing. She was telling Dre, and I was just like, ooh, this girl going to have a very, very long road ahead. But I'm just happy that she's home. gonna be very sad, especially when they find out more about this guy. We're gonna probably find out what actually happened. Did Keisha kill him? Is he dead? Is he going to jail? What other things has he done? Was he watching her? What's the connection to her, if any, to anybody else that in her circle? I'm just so happy she's home. I cried like a big baby. I was like, oh, Lord have mercy, that poor child with it so much. All right, guys, that's my recap of the show. Y'all like, comment, and subscribe.